Happy Monday, we're back into it. Our boy Grid, defying gravity, ladies and gentlemen. We're back with another Rogue Actions. Our boy Grid is here. Please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, all that fun stuff. You know what it is. Chuck an eggplant emoji in the comments, at least if you can. It takes 2 seconds. Really, really helps us with the engagement. But our boy Grid is here. Hello, mate. Welcome back. Happy Monday, bud. How you been?
Doing great. I got my setup. I'm looking good. I got my camera, or I got my microphone. Nothing's wrong with it at all.
Okay, so first question. You have no desk in front of you right now, right? And that microphone is very, very stable on a mount right now. My first question is, what's it mounted on, Grid? I'm just curious. You got to tell the people out there, what are we doing here?
I have stabbed my chair. I stabbed my chair with my mount and just like kind of. There's not a good way to describe what's.
He's basically mounted between his legs, ladies and gentlemen. That's all you need to know. End of story. I can't help it. It's just fantastic. Oh, this poor microphone's just been limp and all over the place. It needs therapy. Anyway,
here we go. It's just. Everyone pretend it's just normal.
Hey, we're back on Monday morning. We're actually going to make it this time, which is really cool.
We're making it.
So I'm sorry again for last. Did we do it? Did we make it last week? I thought we were late. Maybe we were wrong. We were all over the place.
No, we weren't. Remember, my video title was even though it's Tuesday, pretend it's Monday.
I like it. Yeah, we should always.
So technically, it's Monday.
Yeah,
right?
because Monday's the most fun day of the week. Of course, that makes perfect sense. Absolutely. You know, no one wants Monday gone sooner rather than later. But anyway, dude, we're into it. We got Rogue Actions. We're back. It's absolutely fantastic. And let's start it off. Of course, for those that don't know, first time here, 3 subjects each video. There'll be another video on Grid's channel as well. The description, I promise, will be in the link below. We'll be doing it straight after recording this. So the link will be in there so you can just jump straight in and go and check it out. They'll both be launched at the same time at around, I think it's midnight my time. So I think it's like 9 a.m. Eastern, if I'm correct, roughly. So we'll get them out at the same time so you can just watch both of them one after the other. But of course, we started off with in memory, of course, the mini moment this week. And of course, big shout out to Earthrocker as well, who of course, unfortunately passed away last week as well. The community got together and did a GoFundMe, Grid. I don't know if you heard this or not, but they set a target of $2,400 to help with the funeral costs for Earthrocker. Going to be missed. Last I saw it was up over 7,000. Was the last count that I saw before recording this video. So just another example of how incredible the Galaxy of Heroes community are. They are just a cut above everything else, mate. Never seen anything like it. So,
jeez, absolutely, that is awesome. I mean, obviously, given the circumstance, but that is some seriously cool work from everybody.
Yep. Just another example of the community doing, some amazing work. So kudos to all that was involved. I know Urs was involved. I know that Ranger was involved heavily as well, and everyone else that contributed. We chipped in. We did our bit as well. So thank you so much, guys, for everyone being involved. We really, really appreciate it. Now, of course, the mini meme is this one's appropriate for those. Of course, there's a new game coming out by EA soon. Of course, a sequel coming out. And there's actually a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes DLC version of it known as Unaligned Force User Survivor is what it's going to be. Now it is absolutely magnificent. Someone has gone to some serious work. Ravens fan has done some beautiful work here, popped it in our server. I do like it. I don't know if he thought it up or not, but he brought it to my attention. It was one I had to share, but
so good.
It's magnificent. So it's so good.
Just slap a CG on there, like, God, it's so perfect. This is one of my favorite ones. Yeah. I absolutely love this one.
Yeah, it's very, very clever. It works. And we're going to talk more about the unaligned force users, of course, on your video as well. We're going to talk a little bit more about that one in some time on the other vid. But in the meantime, let's have a quick chat, of course. Little quick chat about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes this week. Tuscan Warrior, of course, has dropped now. Grid, which is really, really cool. The damage dealer finally drops in. Of course, they left it till last.
Finally.
But I'd tell you, there's been some magnificent people. J-Lox, a few others as well. J-Lox just comes to mind straight away. I'm sorry. Resco as well, who have all of their Tuskens at Relic 9. I actually got a DM from J-Lox, my boy, already taken Warrior to Relic 9. Doesn't play the game anymore. but took it to Relic 9
Please.
anyway. But he doesn't even play the game. He just had to do it because it was there. So yeah,
that's amazing.
He's got it all.
I didn't know that. That's so
He's
fucking
got it all.
so good.
He's got it all up and running. But man, it's pretty cool. And actually, the first sort of character, which of course introduces an Omicron for another faction, for two factions now, because of course they're very 3v3 GAC focused, the Tuskens in general. But of course there's a territory war Omicron attached to Tuscan Warrior, which is really, really cool. There's obviously cleansers and all sorts of bits and pieces for him. And man, this guy with the momentum stacks that they throw around and the dots, he hits like a truck. It's gross. I like it. I like what I see.
Yeah. I was actually going to say that's kind of it is a cool thing because it gives a little bit more flexibility to the squad, to the team.
Yeah.
Cuz we don't really have, I mean, of course there's characters that are in the same faction that have Omicrons for Territory Wars versus GAC. But they're more like bigger generic stuff like Jedi. But normally some of those Omicrons, they seem attached to a specific, like they want this team to do this thing in Territory Wars, like Inquisitors, right?
Yeah.
Inquisitors, like they're 100% geared towards Territory Wars.
Correct.
And so I think it's kind of cool that the Tuskens are like a very small niche group, but you do have use for them in both at least 3v3 GAC and Territory Wars because of those Omicrons. So that's kind of cool. They got a little mix and match thing going on there.
Should there be more flex? I think there should be. I think that we should see more of these faction releases, or obviously a lot of the the rebuilds or all that sort of stuff that they do from time to time. I want to see more of this. I want to see characters that are usable in more game modes. I mean, there are obviously Inquisitors. They are territory war based. They do still really well in GAC. That they've been buffed with the Datacron recently, of course, as well, which no longer is around. But they've still done some work in the past. But I want to see character releases with multi-Omicrons, for different abilities. I think that the more that we can use our toys to their best ability, we have to invest a heck of a lot into these guys. I'd like to see it where, and it doesn't necessarily need to be Omicrons, even just a Zeta ability. It doesn't have to be Omicrons, but just something where, you go, okay, this particular character is built to do really, really well in territory battles, for instance. But if you chuck this Zeta on, or Omicron, or whatever else, it also has some solid GAC viability as well. I'd like to see more flex when it comes to those sorts of kits, because we know that they're certainly trying to focus certain characters, with the new raid coming up, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But would you like to see more variety in the abilities, the upgrades, or are you just go, no, look, we're just going to use it for that, and just that faction for that style? What do you prefer? I'm just curious,
I mean, honestly, the first thing that comes to mind is that I think that would be a really cool idea because I like the bang for buck. Like if you invest in one squad and it can do multiple things, multiple areas, I think that's obviously very beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing though that comes to mind is like how difficult it is to get Omicrons.
Yeah.
That if they start whipping out all these Omicrons for squads where it's like, hey, this squad is really good in Territory Wars. And so like right now it's like you can kind of make the decision for yourself of like, okay, I have to farm an Omicron and it takes like 2 weeks ish plus to a month or something like that. Like it takes a long time to get one Omicron.
True.
And so if you're going to say like, some people will be like, oh, I love Territory Wars, so I'm investing my Omicrons into Territory Wars. And most people I feel like are like, well, I need crystals from GAC, so I'm investing Omicrons into GAC. So if there's a way that they kind of did both, I think that's beneficial. Because like right now it's like I'm going to spend 1 month going for Territory Wars, 1 month for GAC, and then there's not a whole lot of crossover because of how influential Omicrons are.
Yeah.
So I think there needs to be another way to get Omicrons quicker. Like at this point we're already seeing a ton of them and I'm like, I can't keep up. And then like every new Omicron that comes out is like ungodly more powerful than the previous one. And I'm like, I don't know what to spend these Omicrons on. Because like if I dropped one that I wanted to on somebody else, I'm like, well, this is stupid. I could have put on this person who's like way overpowered.
That's right.
So I think there needs to be another, like, I guess to answer directly, yes, but I do also think that attached to that. We have to have another way to get more Omicrons.
Oh, I don't disagree with that. That's a whole different conversation for sure. And I think that we're gonna find maybe a little bit more. I mean, they put Omicrons, of course, in the new TB store. I think it is. So you can get one or two there from time to time. But the other thing as well to consider is that I think with the new raid system coming up, there may free up some Omicrons and bits and pieces in that, possibly. With the new rewards coming up, maybe not. But here I am thinking that there's players out there, of course, that love GAC. I mean, and they just live, breathe. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. You're one of those people, right? Yeah. GAC is your absolute passion in the game. And there's a lot of people like that. And there's a lot of people that, of course, are in this particular guild that love GAC, but they don't give a stuff about territory wars. So therefore, they don't need to contribute in it. So why would you focus on a faction that is territory war based that your guild doesn't give a stuff about, because you're focusing more on 3v3 GAC stuff? So why wouldn't you sort of flex to the point where look, fine, if you don't give a stuff about territory war, we got this one for you instead. You can sort of make your own path on how you want to power these guys up and for what use you want them to have. I just think that makes a bit more sense. And that's what I mean by more flexible and a little bit more variety, depending on your roster and your guild's needs or not needs. I thought that would make certainly more sense. But anyway.
Well, we are talking about CG. So really all I can say here is, my heart goes out to you guys, I'm sorry you'll never get an Omicron that probably doubles up.
Let us know in the comments below, people. Let us know in the comments below what you guys think. Are you happy with Flex? Are you happy with just designated factions for a certain game mode or not? I think that the more we can use our toys, the better. But hey, let us know in the comments below what you guys think. Last topic I want to talk about, of course, is for a player who's, of course, building his roster at the moment. I want to pose a question to you, Grid, because, of course, we've got two sides of the fence right now, and we kind of, touched on this a second ago, but we have, of course, the Tuskens, which are up and running now, and they're going to do some serious work. On the other side, you've got the Inquisitors as well, which, of course, are fantastic in things like the new territory battle and bits and pieces. But you've got the Tuskens now that are going to be really, really influential in the new raid soon. Of course, because the new crate raid has a Tuscan faction, requirement, or they can access that raid. It's a team that obviously is eligible to be used in that raid. That's the way that they're building them now. So only certain factions can participate in a certain raid. If you're sitting there and you're at the moment where you're sitting sort of at the crossroads and you're thinking, okay, am I going to go down the direction of the Tuskens, which are going to help me a lot when it comes to raids? Because, personal raids, you're going to get rewards for that as well. Or should I be going more after the Inquisitors? Because, of course, TB is TB. I can get really cool shards. I can unlock Reaver, of course, in time. And I get crystal rewards as well at the end of the week. So the question is, if you're sitting there and you had to decide which path to go down, Tuskens or Inquisitors to farm, which one do you think is priority, Grid? Because, both is going to be great. But if you could only choose one, which one do you think that people should go for?
I feel like I would, given those two options, I would probably go with this one that says remove. I'm out of here. No, given those two options, I feel like logically I would say Inquisitors has more, CG just freaking loves the Inquisitors. They are still pushing Inquisitor feats. They're still pushing galactic challenges, conquest. They're still pushing stupid stuff with the Inquisitors. I don't know why. I don't get it. I get it. You like the Inquisitors, but man, it's intense.
Yeah.
So I would say logically Inquisitors. My heart, though, I'm going to go for Tuskens.
Fair enough. There we go. Straight up. Let us know, guys, what you guys think. I think, honestly, Tuskens are fun, man. I've had them for a while, and I really do enjoy them. I think that they're great. Of course, for a long time there, when you got the upgrade, of course, the rework for the Tuskens in general, they really stepped up a notch, and of course, this just balances them out and finishes them off. But I'll tell you, they're a heck of a lot of fun. They really, really are. So if you're looking for a team that's fun, and there's not many of them, of course, Jawas for me is another one that I have so much fun with, because you just watch them blow up. It's just pop, 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 pop. It's just brilliant. I find the Tuskens are just as much fun as that, honestly. And I until we kind of see the rewards for the new raid, and the new system, of course, because we know that's coming up soon.
Yeah.
You know, it's sort of hard to say. I would probably almost be hedging your bets right now to see what the reward structure is going to be and how things are going to play out in the new raid before making a decision like that. So maybe it would make sense to just stash your resources until you get a clearer picture on, you know, which way you should go after, because you don't want to jump the gun on one and get caught out and then have to
Unless you're
backtrack.
J-Locks.
Unless you're J-Locks, who doesn't give a stuff, and he just will go Tuskens every day of the week. So anyway, let us know, guys, in the comments below. Let us know what you guys think. Which ones are you going to focus on? Are you going to go after Tuskens as priority or Inquisitors, or do you not care? Let us know what you guys think. We'd love to hear from you in the comments below. But we're not done yet. Don't forget, we've still got Grid's video. Got a lot to talk about, of course, about the unaligned Force user survivor teams and the characters. We're going to have a chat about the new territory battle as well, and of course, viewers' choice question. Every single week. So the link is the description below, because we're organized this week, unlike other weeks where we're still getting our, we're still getting our together. Let us know in the comments below. But if you're lucky, I reckon we can go to Grid's video, and I have a feeling I can get him to show you how he's mounted that microphone. See you next week, guys. Take care. We'll see you on the next video next week on Monday. Have a good week. Bye.